guess what? Our Jasper trip that we planned last year finally happened! Yay! We were supposed to leave Calgary at 7 a.m. but we left a little bit late because we had to pack all our stuff. It's Victoria Day, so we were super excited. The weather said 9 degrees, but the wind made it feel way colder. On the road, it got foggy, like zero visibility, but I wasn't scared because my dad was driving. He's really good at it. We stopped near Cochrane to see our friends. They ate breakfast, but we already did at home. We stretched, chatted, and then hit the road again. As we drove, we saw the mountains getting bigger and bigger. They looked amazing even from far away. We passed through Canmore, then Banff. At the Banff gate, we paid $22.50 to get in. It was so pretty. Snowy mountains like a postcard. After the Banff gate, we kept driving to Jasper. The mountains look so cool. They all have names, but I forgot them because there were just too many. We passed the Jasper Park gate again and they just checked our ticket. Then we got in. That was super cool and easy. The mountains had rocks and trees and there was still some snow on them because it hasn't all melted, even though it's late spring. Then something super awesome happened. We stopped at the Saskatchewan River crossing because we saw a baby bear cub by the road. You see him playing? He's playing all alone. We didn't see the mama bear, which made me feel a little sad, but also wow. The crossing is a fun rest stop with pretty mountains and rivers all around. There's a gas station, places to eat, and hotels to stay in. It's the only stop like this between Lake Louise and Jasper, so lots of people rest there. Let me show you. We kept driving to the Columbia Icefield because we had to get to the Discovery Center before 1 p.m. On the way, we drove on this really cool part with wide, twisty roads and huge mountains all around us. Sometimes the road kind of got steep, but it was still easy to drive and the views were totally amazing. It's one of the most famous parts of the Icefield Parkway, and now I know why. So we're now entering the curvy road that's in the ice fields. It twists around cliffs and trees and some parts that don't have guardrails. Kinda scary but really awesome. In this area, the mountains are still covered with ice, even though it's spring. Here in Jasper, the weather feels way colder, even though the temperature is above 0 degrees. The wind is super chilly and it makes it feel like winter again. And guess what? We saw some hikers walking on the ice. They look so tiny from far away. It was really fun to see people actually out there exploring. We are now entering the Jasper National Park. If you take a look on our right side, it's full of trees and the ice has already melted. I think this was one of the areas that got hit by the wildfires last summer. That's actually why we had to postpone our trip. It's good to see that the forest is starting to grow back, and I really hope it doesn't happen again. I feel bad for the wildlife animals who live here. They must have been so scared. We got to the Discovery Center at 12 noon and our tour was at 1:15 p.m. So we had some time to eat lunch and enjoy the view. The scenery there was wow. Let me take you on a little tour in words. Mountains everywhere, snow, cold air, and so many excited people like us. Let me show you the view. See that big ice explorer over there? That's the same kind we're going to ride when we go out to the ice glacier. We're now climbing about 75 stairs going up to the Discovery Center. It was tiring, but when we reached the top, the view was incredible. We could see Mount Athabasca and lots of other mountains all around. At 1 p.m., we lined up for our tour. As you can see, I was the first one in our group to get in line. Yep, I was obviously excited. First, we rode a shuttle bus for about 3 to 5 minutes. Look over there! Those are some of the wildlife animals that we saw on our way to the glaciers. Then, we switched to a big white monster machine called a Terrabus. Actually, it's called an Ice Explorer. These are huge buses with giant tires made for driving on glaciers. Our driver was also our tour guide, and he told us all kinds of cool facts about glaciers and mountains. Then came the fun part. We left the road and started going down a super steep hill, like 32% steep. That's one of the steepest roads in North America. I could feel it in my tummy. See that group of people way over there? That's where they'll drop us off to explore and enjoy the ice glaciers. And then we finally made it onto the Athabasca Glacier. It felt like we landed on another planet. The air was super cold and the ground was covered in thick, crunchy ice. It actually just looked like the crushed ice used in halo-halo, the Filipino dessert. I almost wanted to scoop some up. Even with the 2 layers of clothes and a winter jacket I had, I was still freezing. Let me show you around. After a few chilly minutes, we got back on the Terrabus. See those stop signs and boundary markers? Those signs tell us where to stop so we don't get hurt. If we go past them, the ice might break or the weather can change super fast. So we have to stay where it's safe. So the Terrabus started climbing up the steep mountain again. We passed other ice explorers full of tourists. And guess what? It started snowing. The fog rolled in too, making everything look like a big white cloud. I kept wondering if the tourists going down would still see the cool view, or just fog. After we finished exploring the Athabasca Glacier, the Terrabus dropped us off at the transfer spot. Then we had to wait for a shuttle bus to take us to the Icefield Skywalk. We waited for about 7 minutes. It wasn't too long. We were all excited to go and see what's next. We are now here at the Skywalk and it was super chilly and exciting. It's a 1 kilometer walkway with signs and fun facts along the path. And at the end, there's a glass floor platform hanging 280 meters, which is 918 feet above the Sunwapta Valley. It felt like we were walking in the sky. The views of the mountains and glaciers were incredible. And here's a fun fact. The glass floor is super strong. It can even hold a whole tour bus. I wasn't nervous at all, but my dad was a bit scared because he's afraid of heights. We still took lots of fun photos while we were up there. Wow, I'm walking on the glass floor. It feels like I'm floating all the way up in the sky. When I look down, I can see the huge valley below. Trees, rocks, and even a little river. It's kinda like flying but with my feet still on the ground. My legs feel wobbly, but I'm not scared. It's super fun, and I can't stop saying, wow, every time I take a step. Let's keep going and see what else we can spot up from here. We spent about 30 minutes at the Skywalk enjoying the awesome views. We took lots of photos with our family and friends, some silly ones, some with the mountains, and even some standing behind the big Skywalk letters. It was so much fun walking around, looking down through the glass floor and feeling like we were up in the clouds. After exploring, we waited for the shuttle bus to take us back to the Discovery Center. What a great adventure! Look at this farewell board. It's what you see when you're leaving the Skywalk. It shows goodbye messages in different languages. But we noticed there's one word that's not there yet. The Tagalog word for thank you, which is salamat. And that's okay. Maybe someday they'll add it. And people from the Philippines will feel happy and proud when they see it. This is the pickup point for the shuttle bus going back to the Discovery Center. We didn't have to wait long. The bus came just a few minutes later. We are back at the Discovery Center parking lot now. If you look way over there, you can see where we started. It feels like a long way, doesn't it? For the last time, let me show you the view from here. It's really nice. We stayed a little longer at the Discovery Center, and of course, we took some fun family photos at the upper patio deck. From up there, you can see the Athabasca Glacier really clearly. It looks so big and icy. The view was amazing and it felt like we were standing right in the middle of the mountains. Such a cool place to take pictures. Then we went back inside to explore more. There's still so much to see and learn. There's a place called Meltdown on the lower ground. That's where you'll see the Glacier Gallery. Come with me. I'll show you around. Now we're leaving the Discovery Center and heading back to our cars. Our adventure is coming to an end. But since we still have some time, we decided to stop by Banff to have dinner before driving back to Calgary. So this is the curvy road on the Icefields Parkway that we drove through just a few hours ago. It was full of twists and turns and beautiful views all around. The weather is changing as we're leaving. We can see a few raindrops falling and the mountains are starting to get covered with fog. It feels like the mountains are hiding in a soft, misty blanket. Look, you can see the lake. It's still frozen. We thought about stopping to take some photos, but it started drizzling. Also, I joined my friend in the other car and they said I fell asleep. So we just kept driving towards Banff. We're back on the highway now, heading towards the town of Banff. It has really stunning views of the mountains all around us. It's such a beautiful drive. This is the entrance to the town of Banff. See those groups of people? They're having fun taking photos at the Banff letters, just like we did it last year. It was so cute and fun. Now we're entering the town of Banff. Right ahead, you can see the beautiful Cascade Mountain standing tall, overlooking the center of Banff. It's such a stunning view. It feels like the mountain is watching over the whole town. Banff is a really special place to visit. There's so much to see and explore here. So we just finished eating our dinner at the Chinese restaurant and we're really full. But when we were just about to leave, we got a beautiful surprise. There were 4 deers outside the restaurant. In this video, you can only see 3, but there were actually 4. They're so gentle and nice. It's already 8:30 in the evening, but it's still not dark outside. So we decided to take a little walk around the town to help digest all the food we just ate. Plus, our friend wanted to stop and buy their favorite dessert. It's a nice way to end the day enjoying the fresh air and the cozy town lights. So this is what Banff looks like at night. Still so alive. Even though it's late, shops and bars are still open. It feels like a city but in the mountains. So that's it. Thank you so much for staying with me until the end of this video. I know it was a bit long, but I hope you didn't get bored and that you enjoyed all the beautiful sceneries that we shared along the way. Now it's time to head home because the holiday is over. And yup, we've got school tomorrow. See you next time. Bye for now.